Hello again, everyone. I've been asked a few times to do some Traveler's Notebook collection videos, and I thought I would start small, if this can be considered small. So I have too many Traveler's Notebooks to do them all in one video. So what I'm starting with is sort of the non-standard brands, other than the Traveler's Notebook brand or Traveler's Company brand. A lot of these are things that I haven't seen very often or not too many people may know about. So I thought I'd go through them and maybe introduce you to these brands and then show you how I'm using some of them. So I will go ahead and start with the largest. I'm going to put all of the rest of these off to the side. And the largest one I have is this A5 by Roterfaden. So this is a German company, and they're actually a pretty mainstream company, but I haven't seen a lot of people with these, and they are a little pricey. This is the only one I have. I bought another one off of a buy-sell trade group, and I actually have it in a stack to sell. So I'm not going to show you that one. That one's an A6, but this is an A5, and it is leather on the outside. So these are all my leather covers. I should also clarify about that. I do have some fabric covers, very few of those, and then some other variants of that, like waxed canvas, for example. So I'm not going to be showing those today, but these are all the leather covers. So this is sort of their signature thing, this red band that they have over the top here. And then also the other main difference is that they have, just open it up here, they have a system with these clips here where you clip things into the notebook. I like this notebook and I'm gonna keep it, but my one issue with it is that I can't really chunk it up as much as I want to because the spine is not that big, although it is flexible. The spine does have stretchy material here, so you could make it a little bit bigger just by stretching the spine, but just from the nature of these pins that are inside, and there's three. That's the standard. I got a pre-made version of this from, who did I get it from? It's from a small stationery store, and I will put a link down below. But you can also order directly from their website, and they're located in Germany, so it takes a little longer to get, but you can customize the cover however you like. So it has this leather on the outside. This is the dark brown, and then on the side it has this stretchy material here, which is some sort of elastic, and then on the inside it has felt. So this, like I said, this was a standard version that is being sold just as is. So it has 3 pockets up front, and then in the back it has one larger pocket. And this would actually be really good to hold a Kindle or an iPad mini, because that will fit in here. I have an iPad mini and I've tried it out and it does fit. The only problem is then I have to get it in and out when I charge it and stuff like that. I mean, although in theory it seems nice to have my iPad mini in something like this, I don't know that I would do that regularly just because it's kind of a hassle. Just for right now, I have a watercolor notebook in here, and then I have, this is actually a little file folder in here. That's from Moleskine. Oh, and you might notice that I'm not wearing my wedding ring today. Nothing happened. My marriage is still going fine. It just was really irritating my finger. I don't know what's going on with it. I may need to resize it because it was just feeling really super tight and uncomfortable, and it was irritating my skin. So that's why I'm not wearing it. Just FYI, in case someone catches that. But we're all good. And then the back here, this is just a dotted notebook. I can't remember which brand this is, and I have this habit of covering up all the branding with stickers. It might be a Rhodia. Actually, I think that's what it is. It's a Rhodia notebook, and I don't really have anything in here. One other thing to be aware of in this notebook is that the pen loop is super duper small, the standard pen loop that comes with it. If you order directly from Roterfaden, you can get the larger pen loop. So that's one advantage, but this one is just so small, it won't really fit any of my fountain pens other than one or two that are super thin. Okay, so there's that one. And I probably won't spend as much time on each one after this, but I wanted to spend a little time on the Roterfaden because I have seen it around and people often ask about it, so I figured I'd show you that. So this other one is from Black Orchard Emporium on Etsy. And this is just, I'm totally in love with, this is actually a folio. It's not a traveler's notebook. But it has this little closure here, which makes it really secure. And then inside I have an A6, this is an A6 size, so I have an A6 watercolor notebook in here. And I've kind of gone back and forth on how to use this one, but right now I have the watercolor notebook on it. And this particular maker has a lot of really cool designs on the front of notebooks, and he also has made some bags and that sort of thing. And here's the maker's mark there, Black Orchard leather. They're really awesome. The leather itself is super sturdy and it feels really natural, and it has this really nice texture on it. The last time I visited his shop, he did not have the traveler's notebooks, and I don't know if that's just because of what's going on now and maybe not shipping out because he is in the UK. So, you know, shipping's all up in the air everywhere these days, so that is what it is. Okay, and then this is a field note size, and it is from Leather Imagined. And this maker has a shop on Etsy, but I did not buy it from her. I bought it off of a buy-sell trade group on Facebook. And I bought it this way, a little beat up, but that's fine with me. I really like it because it has this sort of dual pocket here. I'm not sure you could really use this for a pocket, although I suppose you could put receipts or something in it. Nothing on the back, but inside there's little stacked card pockets here, and then a folio pocket, and then I just have an insert. I'm not currently using this for anything. Secretarial pocket, and then another folio pocket. And the leather is super smooth. It's a lot like I think it is a Kodiak leather, at least this main leather, and this one probably too, but I don't know what this one is. But they're all really neat designs, and she has a bunch of different designs on her Etsy shop if you wanted to check that out. But I just saw this one off of a buy-sell trade group and thought I would go ahead and try it out. So I haven't really been using it yet, again with the problem with having too many traveler's notebooks. And this one is just a Traveler's Company Narrow. I'm not going to go too much into this, but I will link below to the video where I go into this setup. It's, you know, it's a decent notebook. I personally think for everyday use, it's not roomy enough for me, and I go into that in the video. But it is part of my collection where I only have one or two of a particular brand. So now I'm going to pull out these, and these may look like like the Mavericks from Chic Sparrow, but they are not, and their design is a little different. This is from Linden Tree Leather, and I stumbled upon them on Etsy, and I've almost been a little afraid to put this up on YouTube because first off, I didn't want her to get overwhelmed, and then second off, I didn't want them to become unavailable in case I wanted to get more of them. But I'm just gonna, you know, this is my gift to you, this Linden Tree leather. So these are deluxes. That was kind of the problem with Chic Sparrow. They aren't able to offer deluxes in the Maverick anymore just because their machinery isn't able to handle it. So, but there are some fairly significant differences, and I'll show those to you. So I have three sizes. I have a narrow size here. This is a B6 Slim, and then this is a pocket size or field note size. And this is in sort of the caramelly colored leather, and then this is in the chocolate colored leather. So let me see, I'll push these to the side. I'm not going to show you the inside of this notebook. I'll probably go into this in another video, although I am thinking of maybe switching this around with another notebook, and I'll tell you why. So the bands are strung really close together on the spine. So that is definitely one difference between this maker and Chic Sparrow. It's meant to really be a narrower carry with maybe not so much stuffed into it. I think I just have to come to terms with the fact that I like a chunky notebook and just go from there. It is beautiful. I love the pattern on the front, and on the back it's a little bit more crackly, which is also very nice. I'm just going to show you the inside and back cover. So it is a different leather for the pockets, and I don't really know what kind of leather this is. I would assume it would be a veggie tan leather of some kind. So there's a couple of pockets, one smaller one up here and one larger one down here, and then there's another pocket behind. And then in the back, there is a secretarial pocket, but it's stitched up over the side here. And then it also has a card pocket down here. So those are some differences. Also, the pen loop is quite a bit narrower than the Chic Sparrow pen loop, although I think you can ask for a special order. She does take special orders to make the pen loop wider, in a wider size, but this one was just ready-made on her website, and the ready-made pen loop is a little small. And so this is the B6 slim size in this other color, and again, I asked for a lot of lightning strikes, and I think she delivered. And then on the back, it's also really beautiful like that as well. And again, on the inside here, although I should say, so even though this is still a little narrower placement of the strings in here, it does seem to accommodate B6 Slim a little bit better as far as being able to chunk it up a little bit than the narrow does. So in here there's two pockets again, and then a folio style pocket, and then in the back again there is this secretarial pocket which is stitched over the side, and then a pocket or a card pocket in the back. And again, the pen loop is a little narrow. This was a special order, and I didn't know to order the pen loop larger, so that's kind of on me. But she didn't have any B6 Slim notebooks readily available on the website, so this was a special order. And then this was another one that I got off of the website just as it was being sold. It was ready made, and very similar to this one. Instead, this is a footnotes pocket size, and in here there's two pockets and a folio pocket, and then in the back there is a full-size folio pocket. So that's a little different from the other two sizes. Okay, and now I will go to the last two notebooks that I have. So this is a fairly small collection of these variety of brands. The largest number of them being this Linden Tree Leather, mostly because I love the Mavericks, and I kind of came to Chic Sparrow a little too late to order a whole bunch of deluxes. I do have some deluxes in Chic Sparrow brand, but I did want to try some different colors and sizes and that sort of thing. So for these, again, with this one, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I'll put a link below to the video where I go through this in more detail. This is a Mega Weeks size by Tina Preston, and she sells her notebooks only on Facebook, as far as I know. And this is in, again, I'm going to compare sort of to Chic Sparrow. This is sort of like an Outlander leather. I believe it's chrome tanned. But again, I will put a link to the video where I go into this one in more detail. And then the last one is this one, which is sadly not being used, even though it's a really great notebook. This is from Bassy & Co. And this was a special order from this particular maker. And the leather is really, really nice. It's very durable. It's very thin and light, which is very nice. It doesn't really scratch. And it's just a good all-around notebook, and it's really well made. So the front pocket for her is an option. Like I said, I had this custom ordered, but she does have some ready-made TNs and maybe folios. I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked, but I'll put a link to her below. So the pocket is an add-on, so you have to pay separately for the pocket add-on. And then this is the deluxe configuration here. There is a pen loop which goes pointed towards the inside, which you may already know I'm not the biggest fan of, but because this leather is so light, it doesn't really matter. It's very flexible, light, and strong. So then it has this folio pocket in the back here, 2 pockets in the front, and then another folio pocket in the back, and then 4 strings. I think all of the stringed notebooks that I've shown you, other than the Traveler's Company and the Roterfaden, have 4 strings inside. So that's kind of standard for the ones that I have. All right. Well, I think that's it. So I hope that was somewhat satisfying as far as showing you some different brands that you might want to check out. Again, some of these people are not making notebooks right now just because of the current climate, and maybe they're just not producing as much as they once were, or maybe they're not shipping, etc. So, just because you don't see something on the sites that I've linked below doesn't mean that they're not ever going to have them, in case you're interested. So none of these people paid for me to show you these notebooks. These are just notebooks that I picked out myself, really liked the look of, and wanted to try out. So I think of all of these notebooks, I really like the Maverick style leather notebooks. Those are very nice. But this rabbit notebook, even though it's just a folio, it still kind of holds a special place in my heart because I really like the rabbit image, and I like the rustic look of the folio, and the seller was super, super nice. I went, and once I got it, I was like so surprised by the good quality of it that I went and left a really nice review, and then he wrote back and like thanked me profusely for the wonderful review, and I think he even sent me an extra notebook. The folios all come with a notebook that he made, so I think he sent an extra one as sort of like a bonus, and that was even before I did the review. But anyway, so there we are, and I hope you enjoyed that. In the future, I will plan to do some collection videos for other brands. For the Chic Sparrow, I may have to break it up just because I do have so many of those. And you've pretty much already seen my Lady Falcon collection, but I can, of course, do another video of showing them all together in one. So I think that's it for today. Feel free to like and/or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.